Good morning. Good morning, mycologists and fam and Michael fam, all of y'all. Good morning, Chefy Chef in Czechoslovakia. Actually, afternoon in Czechy. Good morning, pretty ginger. Oh, wait. Pops isn't even going to lecture this morning. No lecture. No lecture. All I'm going to do is, for 1 minute, 60 seconds, we can just stare at those. Thanks, Nikki. Let's just stare at those for about 60 seconds. Like I stare at them all day long. I stare at them all day. You guys get 60 seconds. Here you go. Pops is just going to drink tea while you guys stare at those. Smash those like buttons while you guys stare at those. Remember, those right there, they're the old ones. They're the old unclaimed ones. That's what those are. They're the old unclaimed ones, those. Now, there's new ones right there, right behind me, 3 ones. But those right there, maybe we could be more impeccable. What do you think? Okay? Let's try to be a little more impeccable. Yeah? How often does Pops have to say this? Between you and me, this is a minor confession. I work on no expectations. I truly work on no expectations. I do. And I have very few. We have an agreement, though. So it's not an expectation, it's an agreement. You guys are supposed to do something, I'm supposed to do something. Do your part. Pops will always do his part. Okay? That's all I want to say about that. I told you I wasn't going to lecture you. That's just what do they call it? A slideshow? No. Thank you, Chefy. What do they call it? Our part, your part should be fun. How many people have written to me later and said, God, that was so cool looking up stuff or writing something myself? Wait till a little bit later. Alicia P here wrote one of the neatest little poems. It's a tribute to Pops. I feel it's very tributary to me. I cried when I read it. I cried when I read this. So the whole idea of the readings, you guys, there's no punishment in it. It's come on, be involved. Hook us up. Hook us up with something wonderful. Okay? Hook us up. We hook you up. It's the whole hook up deal. Okay? And it gets, when you're a giver and you really want to give, but they're not taking them, but you all have agreements. I don't like looking at that pile every day because it reminds me. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't have to look at that every day. Teaching Thursday. This is Teaching Thursday and Big Box Fridays tomorrow. Good morning, you guys. Good morning to everybody. There's so many likes already. Let me see if I can get the IG feed. Chances are against it, of course. But that's okay. We try anyways. 2 times per deal. That's what we're going to do from now on. Oops. 1 second, please. Discard that video. Get out of here. Okay, 1 moment. I apologize. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Bud and Lizzie. The ones I see scrolling by, I'm not ignoring anybody. I just see some people scroll by. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Good morning to all of you guys. I posted this morning. I got a lot of really nice compliments on, not me compliments on it, but the post is a good post. It resonates. Listen, we'll say it out loud to those that didn't read it earlier today, but those that read it, I know it's resonating. This hit me hard this morning. I was doing my studies this morning, and this one just hit me. I ran across this, and I go, ooh, this wasn't even on course, but energy of the universe wanted me to throw this out there this morning. I understood. This was that post that I did earlier today, right? I understood myself only after I destroyed myself. Wow. What that really means is after you figured out what your other programs were, those ugly, icky programs. I've given myself so much grace because I don't even take responsibility for the programs, most of them. They were given to me, they were put on me. But once I know about them, after I've destroyed myself, which I did, after I've destroyed myself, it's in the process of fixing myself that I find out who I really am, what's really important. It's crazy, but we do destroy ourselves in so many ways. But if we practice the 4 agreements and we be impeccable, the destruction completely stops. And now you're a bridge builder. Now you become a pontiff, a bridge builder. And there's so many bridge builders here, but we destroyed a lot of things before we became builders. I want 10 people to admit that they destroyed things before they became a builder. Go. Give me 10 people. I know they're here. Pops, it's not me anymore, but I had to destroy myself to figure it out. There you go. Tell the truth. Jamie and Bud and Alicia destroyed Bridgie and Cappy and Mythical All. I do. Free. Burn many things, Richard said. God, burn many things. One thing I try not to do is burn bridges. I'm still relationships with people that I was engaged to 15 years ago. She's still my best friend. Don't burn bridges. But you don't learn that till you're a lot older. 30? I was shooting bridge. I was shooting people instead of burning them. We were shooting each other instead. We'll just take you out. You destroy a lot of things. But then, remember where the battlefield is? Who's the warrior? Who's the commander? We got to change it all as we rebuild. And I want to tell you guys today, I claim to be a builder. I claim, Pop Shrooms is today a builder. Pop Shrooms doesn't have a gun in the house. Pop Shrooms doesn't have a thing that will create violence or destruction. Tubs and that's it. We get to change. This is the morning of change for some of us. Some of us got it right now. I got to get up off the couch. Today's the day. Today's the day. Start by making your bed. Start by making your bed. Tubs and mops, buds. That's all we have here anymore. Tubs and mops. And Pops can do a little damage with a mop handle if he has to. That's all I need. Give me a mop handle and get the heck out of the way. Eckhart sent this in. I'm not kidding you. There's a lot of stuff, hand-to-hand combat, you can do with a mop handle. Trust me. Eckhart sent this in. That's Matthew Seliger here, okay? Is Big J here this morning? I haven't seen Big J in a minute. I love Big J. I love what he wrote. I'm not getting carried away this morning. Good morning, B and Jeff. Good morning, you guys. Logan. Big J, I love you, bro. I'll get back on track here in a second, but I'm all fired up this morning, but not in a bad way. You guys know how Pops gets. No one can touch it but you. Matthew Seliger has been writing to me these things. He says, Pops, you don't have to read these. He even says, no pressure to read all this. I like sharing with you. Thanks for giving me a forum to share. No, thank you for sharing. Let's the rest of us get on board, okay? Let's be honest and fair to each other. There's people out there that could use that, and it's sitting here, okay? Let's not be that to each other. No one can touch it but you. It's sacred. This is what Matthew's going to tell us. It's locked, and no one but you has the combination. It's too godlike for anyone else to penetrate, even if you don't understand this. You may think people can touch it, hurt it, or take it from you, but that's not true. You're the only key holder now and forever. It's your center, your equilibrium, your balance, your stillness, calmness, and breath. You don't have to protect it because it's not going anywhere. But you can protect its prescience, its turning on, its lighting up by simply being awake and alert. The treasure has been buried right under your feet this whole time. Having a conversation with your mind. Who does that? Who has conversations? I'm going to break in here. Who has conversations with their mind? Battlefield? Having a conversation with your mind is like trying to beat Ali or Tyson in their prime. They had bad intentions, just like your mind. And they just want to hurt you, just like your mind. Matthew's reminding us of that. I really like it. That's warrior-esque. Those Tysons and Ali's in there in their prime, man. One punch, 17 seconds, knocked the other guy out. Done, over. Boop. Oh, wait till Pops tells one of his boxing stories when I got knocked out. Woo. You don't like being knocked. Who's ever been knocked out in a boxing ring? It's not a fun experience, especially when they wake you up with smelling salts. They're putting salts under your nose. You wake up and go, what happened? Do I want to do this again? Yeah, let's go back to the gym. Imagine that in your mind. Imagine that. No, Pops wasn't a very good boxer. Pops was not a very good boxer at all. You guys want to hear the boxing story? Huh? I've never been knocked out. Oh, I saw red and then boop. I should tell you guys my boxing story. It's funny. Pop's always trying to be a big shot of some sort. Tell a story, Ginger. You guys want us to have readings and stuff instead. You don't need to hear these dumb. It wasn't an uppercut. It was a roundhouse. Boom. Like, whoo. It was something else. I'll tell the story sometime. I will. It was back in the Marines. And I had just lost my jersey on the rugby team. They had just cut me. So I was like, well, I still want to be a stud of some sort, so let me go be on the boxing team. Oh, no, that didn't last very long. Your card for today, I'll tell you guys this story. Your card for today is the Three of Cups. Semper Fi, Aaron. The Three of Cups, I love this card. It's called Abundance. Abundance. Study this card today, ladies and gentlemen. Alicia already likes it. Free already likes it. I like it too. Look at those cups overflowing. Literally overflowing. And I like the number 3 too. What an appropriate, great card for this group. Look at how many people are here. Captain Jeff came over last night. He was picking up some coolers that he left here for me to use for the party last week. Gosh bless him and be. And he was here last night, and we started looking back on the YouTubes from a couple of days ago. Wow, you guys are killing it. I'm so happy and so pleased. It's like looking in your tub, and you put all of this time and all this effort into building the genetics up over months and everything. Now I'm starting to see boomers in the tub. Man, you guys are some boomers. We looked back, we had 107 likes as of last night, but then we realized it probably wasn't all live. They're going back and watching us afterwards, and they're still liking. So the likes, even though we stop at, say, 70 or 80 a day, it was like they're killing it. And that isn't, yes, Pops feels good about it. I mean that. But the humility in it is, I swear, please understand, this is energy that I look at. I just look at how great it is that even afterwards, after live, people that weren't able to make it, people that are used to it. I'm so pleased. Have you heard the story about Santa Claus being? Absolutely. I know that story pretty well, Windows. Matter of fact, we'll talk about it at Christmas. We'll give a whole study on that because it's an absolute truth. And it's a big part of the Russian culture. The Russians are very, very involved in that, believe it or not. Okay? Yeah, it's fascinating. Let me do a giveaway. Let me just get one of these out of here. So, out of all of the 12 months, 1 month statistically has more births more often. Which month is that? Go. Lee, I'm done. Lee got it. It's already August. Lee, I did a terrible job. Lee nailed it. First thing. The very first person on the deal was August. Lee, you got it. Wow. You guys are going to force Pops into a fourth giveaway today. I'm okay with that. I have one ready. I had no idea Lee was that smart. Lee, boom. I don't even think I finished the sentence and Lee had it. Here we go, Lee. What do you want? Top, middle, or bottom? That was fantastic, Lee. Who knew? August. August is the birth that statistically has the most, the month that has the most births. Bottom he goes. Okay, statistically, it's weird, but 1 month ends up with more. Huh? Is that winter lovemaking going on? Is that what that is? Is that winter lovemaking going on? I think that's what it is. Here we go. Are there a lot of you guys born in August? Huh? My son's in August. August. Look at you guys. Everybody staying cozy, Alicia. Yep, that's what it is, Kim. I didn't even think until just now. I'm going back 9 months. Yep. That's a neat statistic for just to think about in terms of kindness and love. What a neat thing to think about. Huh? Okay. Pops pack. We got a Pops pack. Here we go. Then in here, we also went with, I've pulled a ton of really, really good strain of pink buffalo. Do yourself a favor, look up what pink buffalo grows out like and how nice it is. Not everybody's growing pink buffalo, but I have a really good genetic strain of pink buffalo going right now. So they're my PB. Boop, boop. See, Bud's growing them. All right? And it's a very, very nice, I'm going to say super nice genetics. I'm going to give out today and tomorrow because I have a bunch of extra syringes. Okay? See, Bud got it from me. See? So let's get this out. We got a Pops pack. By the way, this is a very nice thing. And Pops went individual wraps. On you again. And I want to thrash you a little bit. Okay? I just want to thrash you. Just thrash you like that. And then after I thrash you, I'm going to poke you. And I'm going to poke you. And then after I poke you, I'm going to turn around and I'll give one of these right down your throat. Pops is feeling pretty violent this morning. What? Lee, love you, bro. Handsome man, handsome beard. He visited at Mushfest and I got a crush on him. Great job. Okay. Hey, Brock, is he going to be okay? He's okay. Ruff's having one of those breathing attacks that little Boston Terriers will get, like a reverse sneeze thing. Yeah. You have to like hold his nose. I want to read this story that I was going to read yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to. This came from Kimberly Golden Bolden. He's okay. He got it. You guys do that too? Yeah? It sounds like a chainsaw. It does, John. Okay? Yes, it's so scary when they do that. Like, it scares the heck out of me. I'm like, oh, no. And he is too. His eyes are bugging out like, oh, help me. I don't want to be breathing like this. It always goes away, but oh, what a terrible thing. It's scary, right, Alicia? Almost all of them, do they? He's the only dog I've ever had that was, I thought someone was, you thought they were drilling tubs, right? Oh, thank you, Seeking. That's true, though. God, I'm having a good morning. I feel like we're just hanging out talking this morning, right? This is more like just a hang out and talk. Oh, I did want to do that. That's right. It's supposed to be Teaching Thursday. Last 15 minutes of the program today, Pops isn't going to be reading anymore or anything like that. Just questions and answers. Okay? Questions and answers. And then if my evening isn't too busy, I'm going to do a live reading from Radical Mycology tonight. But don't commit. Wait till you see my post. If I post it, I commit to it. Okay? But that's what I want to do. I want to be Teaching Thursday. Okay? And then Big Box Friday. This came from Kim. I wanted to get this reading in. A successful young executive was riding his brand new Jaguar down a neighborhood street when he noticed a kid darting out from behind parked cars. He slowed down a little bit as he appeared near, and a brick smashed into his car door. He slammed on the brakes and drove back to the place where the brick had been thrown. The furious man jumped out of his car and caught the nearest kid shouting, "What was that all about? What the heck did you do to my car? Why did you do it?" The young boy was a little scared, but was very polite and apologetic. "I am sorry, mister. I didn't know what else to do," he pleaded. "I had to throw the brick because no one else would stop for my call to help." With tears rolling down his cheeks, he pointed to the parked cars. And he says, "It's my brother. He rolled off the curb and fell off his wheelchair. And he's badly hurt and I can't lift him." The sobbing boy asked the man, "Would you please help me get him back into his wheelchair? He is hurt and he's too heavy for me." The young man was moved beyond words and tried to swallow the rapidly swelling lump in his throat. Then he hurriedly lifted the other kid from the spot and put him back in the wheelchair. He also helped the little kid with his bruises and cuts. When he thought that everything would be okay, he went back to his car. "Thank you, sir, and God bless you," said the grateful kid. The young man was too shaken up for any words, so the man watched the little boy push the brother who uses a wheelchair down the sidewalk. It was a long and slow ride back home for this man. When he came out of the car, he looked at the dented car door. The damage was very noticeable, but he did not bother to repair it. Instead, he kept the dent to remind him of the message. Do not go through life so fast that someone has to throw a brick at you to get your attention. That's great, Kim. That's great, Kim. Seriously. Who's the coolest guy in the story is the man that left the door smashed on his brand new Jaguar. Drive around, that's a badge. It's a badge to remind you that car ain't worth crap. Those cars are rust. Great message. And imagine every time he gets in his car, he gets to think about that. Every time he gets in his car, he gets to think about that. I used to have a boat, a wooden boat that I'd restored, one of those craftsman boats, Chris Craft. It became my God. Don't touch it. Don't go near it. Polish it, cover it, dust it. It became, don't put it, you don't even put it in the water. You don't even, it's a boat. You're supposed to get it in wet. I had to eventually realize I have a God in my garage that's so big that I wish I could have just thrown a brick through it now. But I figured it out and we got rid of the God. That's what we do. We have gods like that. No worms in that boat, Jeff. That boat, I don't know if I ever put it in water. Completely restored and everything. It sat on a trailer until I sold it 3 years later. I just stared at it, polished it, looked at it. I don't think it ever even hit the water. We read this one once before, but we're going to do this again because Joey sent this in. Joey won something yesterday, and he sent this in. Little Mr. Mushroom under a tree, I look at you, and you look at me. You grow from the grass in a single night, with your round, round head, and your head so white. You have no hands or feet to run. You stand and blink at the morning sun. Little Mr. Mushroom, what would I do if you were I and I were you? Thank you, Joey. You give Pops a chance to rap. A little rap action going on there, right? But, no. Hey, little Mr. Mushroom under a tree, I look at you and you look at me. Well, you grow from the grass in a single night with your round, round head and your head so white. This could be we could do a song out of this one, right? Knock it off, Potts. Knock it off. We'll do another giveaway in just a second. You guys having fun, or is this a little goofy? Ginger, get it? Did that make somebody sound like? It did sound like it. That's exactly what it was, Whiskey. You know, that could be a march. That could be a march for sure, right? I'm ready for this one. I'm a little embarrassed, Lizzie. I'm like, are these guys? Pops is out of control. It's just like, click, turn him off this morning. Having fun. Remember, that was part of the thing that we work really hard, but definitely enjoy whatever it is we're up to. Okay, was that the Cars, Eric? It could have been the Cars. Gosh, the Cars could have made this song, or Supertramp. Supertramp. I'd like to see Supertramp do this song. Okay, this is coming from a great growing friend of mine, Alicia Payne. I just love Alicia to death, and this thing's all about me. I hate reading, please understand, I do have a level of humility as I read this, okay? But it is damn cool. Like if somebody had told me when I was 30 years old and in rehab, that one of these days somebody's gonna write a paean poem to you, P-A-E-N, meaning something that, as a tribute to you. If somebody had told me that, I would have laughed at them. Laughed at them. It is so amazing. And I just want to keep my carpet ride going. What are you saying? I only get peed. Okay. This is from Alicia. You guys ready for this? Give me 10 people. This is a good one. I'm not going without setting you up. 10 saying, Pops, read it to me. Good morning, Sue. Pops, read it. Yep, Alicia's for sure ready. But no, I want to know you guys are ready to hear what Alicia wrote about Pops. Okay, this is all about me, by the way. This is all about me. Okay, we ready? Love it. Here we go. Hold everything. Get your seatbelts on. A light came on today when I was laying in bed feeling down. A light came on today. Pops. Through the magic of the internet shines a bright light. He keeps himself together, always dressed in white, always impeccable to himself. I'm not sure if he knows the power of his word and how far his light shows. The light is making way for others to see their switch. Most of them felt lost, and their brains must be a glitch. Don't take on the impossible, he's not afraid to shout. All it takes is the first step. diminish your pout. Make your bed, keep your word, make sure your kindness is heard. You are today's warrior, and together we are strong. Be like the spore and colonize is the tune of this song. The best part of this old man is his giggle. When he's excited, he does a funny wiggle. Spreading kindness and genuine love with his light. Take heed to his advice and you'll adopt his sight. Keep going, don't give up, and don't let them get you down. Flip your light switch on, and darkness cannot be around. Time after time, they try to dim his legacy. Too late. That light has already spread, see? Thanks for your light, Pops. So, I cried. She told me she cried when she was writing it. How much I love being loved. How much I love being loved. Do you know that? Thank you. How much I love being loved. And earning this, not being a phony, not being a hypocrite. Doing this every day. And remember, that's after I destroyed myself and rebuilt myself. Just like you guys are doing. Look, we do. That's really good. Your writing is incredible. You guys have so much skills and talents out there. It's not even funny. It's just not even funny. So, we did births. Let's do a month with deaths. Let's do the month with deaths. Beautiful job, Alicia. Thanks for making me cry. February, October, December. December. Thank you, Aaron, very much. I destroyed, yes. December. It's not a December. October, November, December, March, December, November, March, February, June, November. I should say preventable deaths. Preventable deaths. And here it's coming. I see it coming. Mavis, July. Mavis, July. Thank you, B. Mavis, it's July. I didn't do a good job. I should have said preventable deaths because all of you guys were jumping on December and you might have had suicides going on, something like that in there. I should have said early on in the thing preventable deaths, but that's the answer. And it's a very high difference. Mavis, I know we were thinking suicides. I know I should have said, but it's still the most. July, 11% higher than all of the other months. 11% of the deaths are happening more in July. I think they're vacation accidents and drownings and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it's summer stuff. People out there in the summer doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, right? So here we go, Mavis. Top or bottom? Top or bottom? Firework accidents have got to be in there. Boating, hunting, all of that. Box on top. So I'm sorry I didn't say preventable first, but it's still what I meant. Okay, Maeve, great job, smarty. You guys know Mavis is going to win once a week because that lady is smart. Here we go. Mavis, boxes are pretty close to the same. Thank you, Caleb. Here we go. In here, we've got a Pops pack. Popsy! Pops pack. Okay. Which is really cool. Then we have another. I'm going to be doing some pink buffaloes, so you'll know by the size of the boxes. A PB. Some pink buffalo has got to go. Got to go. Now, listen, if you guys are not into, when you win a prize from Pops and it's got a syringe, and you don't want the syringe because that's just not where you're at in your mycology path yet or whatever, I would just on your DM to me, okay? On your DM to me, say, Pops, can I trade that syringe? And then we'll come up with something I will give you instead. Because some of you may not want the syringe. And I don't want to give you something you don't want. Okay? I wish for a syringe, Mike says. These are thick, babes. These are thick. But again, if you're like, I would like another mushroom, or I'd like another 10-pack, or I would like something else, then you ask for that. When you DM your reading and your address. See, when you DM your reading and your address. See those over there? What happened on those? Oh, okay. Good morning, Cy. What happened with those? Oh, never mind. Okay. I keep rubbing it in, don't I? Am I rubbing it in? Okay, I think I'm rubbing it in. Okay. Anyways, if you guys, I'll send in the 7 ratings for all 7 of those buds saying, okay. Listen, again, on the syringe, if you choose to flip the syringe for something else, you just write that on your DM. Pops will hook you up. Okay. I have one more thing to read to get on track a little bit. And then we're going to there's going to be about 15 minutes left, and we're going to open it up for questions and answers for anything mycology related that you need questions or answers for this morning. This is Teaching Thursday. But on the way to Teaching Thursday, let's get back to the fourth agreement for 2 paragraphs. Okay. Doing your best. We're just going to hit that for a moment. Okay? And then we still have 2 more giveaways and 15 minutes questions and answers. Doing your best, you're going to live your life. Man, I'm still sort of overwhelmed by that poem that you wrote, Alicia. What a beautiful poem. I'm sitting there thinking, when people write that and think that about you, you have to hold yourself to that standard too. Don't let people down. Whatever we do, you just can't, you work hard, and then it just gives me fuel. DS Mycology yesterday, big fuel from him. Rocket fuel. And when you get the rocket fuel and you're not using it, you squander somebody giving you rocket fuel. What a travesty to the energy of this planet. What a travesty. The energy of our planet, that we would squander any of it. You can't. Especially, this is old Pops talking. The older you get, the closer you get to the end. Man, you look at it statistically, 72 years old is how old guys get. You're talking statistically, let's be real. You're talking 9 years. You got left to do something. That's it. Now, if anything beyond that's bonus chickens. Well, the closer you reach those milestones, the more you realize that it's not time to play games. Get it back. Get it back before it's too late. Do your best. I'm overwhelmed sometimes. And I love it. I put myself in this position so, I have a lot of accountability. I have a whole lot of accountability sitting here. People can look at this any moment, pick something apart, go, oh, that's it. See, no, it was a phony the whole time. They're looking for it. There are people out there looking for that. You got to be on your game. Keep your stuff clean and right. And it's not hard to do when you practice. That's the key. Practice. And open up your homes and your lives to people. Give it all away before it's too late. Do your best. You're going to live your life intensely. Who thinks Pops is pretty intense? Give me a couple of people, just Pops is pretty intense. Does anybody think of me as intense? Alicia does. Matthew does. Bud does. Yeah, Ginger likes it. Yeah, I'm an intense dude. Somebody told me that when I was younger, and that was actually not a compliment to me then. So don't call me intense. I'm relaxed. I'm a laid-back dude. No, you're not, bro. No, you're not. You're wound tight. No, you're not. But now that you have this intensity and you know it because you've rebuilt yourself, where do you spend that intensity and how? Spinning yourself out of control or intensely be the best you can be? Intense. I love that word. I used to not. Oh, I'm laid back. I'm a kicked back guy. Not this guy. Okay? You're going to be productive. You're going to be good to yourself because you will be giving yourself where? Where? Oh, I love this. I freaking love it. And I'm living it. I want to practice this. That's why we have parties. That's why we have students. That's why this place is what it is. That's why we bought a house and turned it into a lab. A safe place you could go to, and nothing illegal is happening here. So nobody coming here is in any kind of trouble. You're going to be productive. You're going to be good to yourself because you will be giving yourself where? To your family and to your community, to everything. It didn't say one word in here about taking. You get it anyways. I didn't have to take a thing and they're showering me with poems of legacy. That's the return harvest. You don't ask for a thing. And there's a return harvest. Oh, but Pops, I seeded yesterday. Can you give it a little chance to grow? Did you water it? Did you weed it? Did you throw some fertilizer on it? That's the part a lot of us aren't doing, weeding and fertilizing. We do weeding and fertilizing here at T every day, don't we? And you never know what the return on your harvest is going to be. And sometimes the winds blow through and they blow a well-deserved harvest away. Nature took it. That was her decision. It had nothing to do with you personally. Get back to work. You'll get another harvest. It'll probably be 3 times as big because nature's just as kind as she is cruel. It's called balance. But it is the action that is going to make you feel intensely happy. Action that makes you feel intensely happy. Not sitting around thinking about it. I thought, there's a small example. Last week, Thursday afternoon, gonna have visitors. Let me think about it. We should throw a small party. That could have stayed right there and I would have been happy. I would have been happy. Yep, we're gonna throw a small party, and what a happy thought. Happy thought. Or put it into action. Find out if it's okay with everybody else. Plan it up. Get B and L to do the work. Because Pops delegates. Get Jeff. Get Ginger to cook. Get everybody. Next thing you know, it wasn't just a thought. It was an action. It was an action. And the action, intense action, created happiness. And not just for me. For many. For every person that came, and then everybody that watched, and all the people that continue to listen to and hear about it. I'm giving an example. I'm just giving one example where we take a happy thought and we turn it into a happy action intensely. It is the action that will make you feel intensely happy. When you always do your best, you are taking action. You are taking action. Doing your best is taking action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. That agreement over there, no expectations. Don't expect a reward. However, I think it's reasonable to expect a harvest. I'll call it a harvest. You don't know what the form of that harvest is, and it doesn't matter. There will be one. Spiritual principles explain that to us. No matter what, there will be a harvest. Many times, much more of a harvest than I ever expected. That's the truth. I remember a young man. I don't have it already. I quit. The only action, most people do exactly the opposite. They only take action when they expect a reward, and then they don't enjoy the action. And that's the reason they don't do their best. You got to go the other way around. You're doing the action because it's intensely you. There will be a reward. Maybe. There'll be a harvest if nature decides. Ooh, whatever. But I'm enjoying the action way more than worrying about if there's going to be a reward. Oh, I'm taking this action because I expect a reward. A, that action's now tainted. And B, what if you don't get the reward? Giveaway. Top 10 most notorious criminals. It's a notorious criminal list. Notorious criminal list. Okay? Top 10. Capone's on it. Bonnie and Clyde were not. Believe it or not. Capone, Bonnie and Clyde, Al Capone. Dillinger's on it. Al Capone, October, Jesse James, Sling Blade. Got it right there. I picked Jesse James off the list. I didn't think anybody would be that. Cowboyed up, Jesse James, Sling Blade. You nailed it already, bro. You got, again, I'm going to do one more giveaway because you guys have been fast today. Sling Blade. Got it with Jesse James. Nice job, Slingy. Nice job. I like this list, too, the notorious criminals. Who's number one? Who's number one? I didn't pick number one. Guess who number one is. It won't be for a contest, but just guess. Guess who number one is. It's not a contest. Okay, who do you guys think number one is? Not Capone. No, Popcorn Sutton. No, not Jack the Ripper. No, close on Chapo. Very close. Okay, close. I've often been called Pops Escobar, right? Pops Escobar. No, it's that Escobar guy. Yeah, that's who it is, Aaron. That Escobar guy. Number one. Worst criminal ever. You know what? Blackbeard wasn't on the top 10 list. Okay? Jeff Coleman is our president. Not just this one, the last 7 in a row. That's funny, Jeff. Drakey, here we go. 10-pack. Nice 10-pack. Jeff, that was funny. We've got the syringe action. Remember on our pink buffalo, it's real nice. But if you don't feel, I know Jeff nailed it. If you don't feel like keeping the LC, you let me know, okay? And yeah, Windows, we go all the way back to the tournament. You guys are killing it. And another. This one's a little more thrasher than the other ones. Boop, boop, boop. I feel like thrashing everybody out there, okay? It's a nice package. Now we're going to do some question and answer for the next 10 minutes. And then we're going to do one more giveaway. One more small giveaway because you guys were too fast today. You guys with your August and your Jesse James didn't give me a chance to act like I know what I'm talking about over here. Okay? So, who's got a question for Pops? Fire away. Who's got a question for Pops Escobar? Okay? Don't you dare call me that. How long does the LC last? So the LC, Christy, will last 2 to 3 months. And if you want to slow it down, we call it stall in mycology. If you want to call it stall, that's what we call it. You put it in the refrigerator and it'll stall for another month or two. So you can get up for about 4 months out of an LC syringe and expect it to not go bad. Okay? Ginger asked a question that I wanted to answer. I saw it scroll by. How long did I race cars for? So my brother started out, my brother was a race car driver, and I started out working in his pits as a pit crew guy. And then I've always wanted to, he had a lot more money than me, and he could afford to race. I couldn't, so he let me play on the cars. Long story short, that was in my 20s when I was still young. In my 40s, talking about 41 years old, I decided I want to go back to being a race car driver. Nobody races when they're in their 40s. It's impossible. Kids start young. But I was 41. The first 2 years, I started out in supercarts, race car, go-karts, like road course go-karts, but not go-karts like kids riding, but men, shifter karts, crazy stuff. You're going 90 miles an hour with your butt that far off the ground, and open wheel. And second race, I separated a shoulder. I mean, but I was down to race. Huge go-kart racer. Long story short, my second year, I won a championship. Okay. And I was the oldest guy out there by 10 years. Like, already they were calling him Pops. I'm Pops, right? A stock car guy comes along. Guy owned a hotel, and he owned a stock car. And he said, can you drive my car for me? Make a long story short, we raced with him for the next 3 years, stock car driving in Irwindale, California. You can look it up sometime, Irwindale, California. And the truth is, I never won one stock car race, not one. But I came in third in the championship points. So I was somehow or another good enough. I was always coming second, third, fourth, third, second, fifth. So never won one, but I got enough points to always be right at the top, always a contender, always worried about could I win, but I never won a race. But I'm really proud of the championship, the third place championship thing, because again, this is an older guy racing a lot of younger guys too. And I didn't have as much money as they did either. So when you can compete with, a little older and not as much money, you're doing pretty good. So I bragged there, but that's a good question. Anybody else have another one? Anyone else have another? No, it was my hobby. I was racing, practicing. I was at the track. I was like I am for mushrooms. I was for race car driving for about 5 years, from 41 to 46. Yeah. But I did it as good as I could do it. It's like we talk about in here. This is Pops' whole story, man. Always do your best. Always put your 100% into it. Put 100% into it. Brock watched me race a few times. Brock came out to the track a few times. Brock, believe it or not, even with his handicaps, we went to a go-kart track one time. I put him in a go-kart. That kid could race. He was trying to nerf me. He's trying to bump me off the track. Like, oh, hey, I'm the Pops. I'm the fast guy. Boom. Boom. I got you. That was great. He'll never forget that either. It's like a kid could race. Should have been giving him a bigger chance. Any other questions? We love Brock. Brock's the best. He's in the back. He's out there. What's he doing right now? He's downstairs working. He's down there working. Okay. They weren't bumper cars either. What was it like growing in your early years? Sean, I'll tell you one quick story. I was 18 years old. 18 years old in 1976. 1976. And I saw in High Times magazine a guy with an ad for selling mushroom spores, and he was in New Jersey, Dr. So-and-so, he called himself. So I'm sending off to New Jersey a little ad and a check to New Jersey. Don't forget, this is an internet time. You have to write a letter and put a stamp on the end of it and send it, and about 2 weeks later, he gets it, and then he stamps something, sends it back to you in about a month. We went back and forth just talking, writing for 3 months, figuring out how I could get the spores from him. Great story. Finds out, he won't deliver them to California. I lived in California. It was completely illegal to even sell spores to California. But he could sell them to Arizona. So I had a friend in Arizona. No problem. I'm going to drive to Arizona. He's going to mail them to Arizona. And one weekend, I'm driving to Arizona to pick them up. So I'm obsessed. I've spent 2 months trying to figure out how to get these spores. Now I have to drive to you free. I have to drive from LA down to Arizona. It was actually in Kingman. But we had to go there to go pick up these spores. Okay, I get it together. I'm 18 years old. So I get the spores from my friend. I'm driving back. Well, don't forget, to come back, you're going through Death Valley. You're going through the hottest part of the world. One of the hottest spots in the world, coming across the desert. I get back to LA. I pull out my spores. They're toast, fried. I'd let them bubble inside the syringe. because they got so hot. So my very first attempt took me 2.5 months to get spores delivered. I finally get them and I ruin them. So this is still old Pops. He doesn't change a lot. You don't change a lot of your stripes. I'm not quitting. Dr. Spore, can I get another batch? Did it all over again. Another 2 months of back and forth. Send another one to my friend. We got it into Phoenix. Turn around, I got them. Well, almost 6 months from the day I started, I want to get spores to the day I got them. And then for the next 3 or 4 years, I was growing a lot of shrooms and bragging, of course, but I was the mushroom king of the San Fernando Valley. Look it up. Look up San Fernando Valley. That's a little suburb right outside of LA. And whenever kids were wanting to have fun, there was one guy in town that had the fun stuff in baggies. Yeah, that was the guy. I always had that all the way up till I was 30 when I went into rehab. I was always looking for ways to make money off of you guys and off of the game, and always in the game hard, and always looking to get, and always looking to, always looking to take it, always looking to make it. But you know what? I look back. I love the fact that I did get to experience all of that because I got it all. I got it all. I can go to the street or I can go to the boardroom. It doesn't matter. I've been there. I've been to both areas. Yeah. Any other questions? Give me another question. Kieran, is that right? I do want a Netflix. I swear I do. I swear. I think that'd be the coolest thing. And not because I would get popular from it, but because mushrooms would get popular from it. Mushrooms and then all the regulars. Okay? Oh, I think that'd be the coolest. Yeah. Anyone else have anything? Okay, final one here for today. Kieran, what brought me to Michigan? Good question. So I'm living in California. I have a little bit of property in California, and I'm 60. And I didn't want to keep doing what I was doing, which is teaching, and just keep on just doing the regular. And I had taken a trip to Michigan to meet my old fiance. We were going to hang out for a weekend. And we're still amazingly good friends, but we just never got married. I came to Michigan and Ferndale, where she lived. It's a gorgeous little city, beautiful little city. And then the first weekend, we drove around. I'm like, all these houses are for sale? And then she's, oh, yeah. Like, how much are they? And you look at these, my favorite color is blue, Lizzie. And I'm looking at all of these houses. I'm like, the prices on these houses are ridiculous. Price here in Michigan for a house is 1/5 of the price in California. You have a house here for 200 grand is going to sell for $1 million in California. The balance is so ridiculous. So I do my calculations and I'm like, if I sell my properties in California, I can move to Michigan and become a property mogul, right? I can go there and then start my mushroom vision. And so that's what I did. So I sold everything I had in California and came here. And your little bit of money in Michigan is worth more than it is in California. So, and I also wanted to fish a lot. I wanted to be fishing all the time. You can't fish much in California. And so when I came here, I knew that I would do my very best to hook up with Jeff and start fishing as much as I could. And that's exactly what I've done. So we fished 25 times last year. And it'll be maybe more this coming year. So, good one? Okay, I'm really happy to be in Michigan, you guys. I like it more in Michigan than I liked California. And the funny thing is, final story, my roots are here. My father was born here, but then moved out to California during the Great Depression. So when I come back to Michigan, I feel very strongly rooted, like I almost have a heredity here. And I'm living about 10 miles away from where my father grew up. And who would have ever known that would turn full circle like that? Yeah, my father literally grew up 10 miles from here. Final giveaway. Thank you guys for listening to my stories. Thank you. Wait till I have to tell you guys the boxing story because there's a lesson in it. Not because it's funny, but there's a lesson in it. So I'm going to tell you guys one of my boxing stories soon. The quick giveaway, let's get these out. This is a big, beautiful Thrasher cap. You guys don't mind the stories seriously? Because you're just listening to some old guy at his table sometimes. I don't mean that, but I am hoping they're just like an AA meeting. If when you tell things, people learn. So we're going to get this and this, okay? I'm glad, Mythical. I'm glad. We'll do this more often then. Thank you, guys. Okay? Final giveaway. So this is a list, the top 10 list. Stop it, alternator, Big J. So this is a list of bands, famous bands, rock and roll bands, that have been together the longest. They have stayed together the longest and performed. Top 10. Kiss is on the list. Beatles is not. Rolling Stones is. Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Stones, Pink Floyd, AC/DC. Monkeys is on the list. Rolling Stones. Aerosmith's on the list. Kiss, Aerosmith, Stones, Rolling Stones. Grateful Dead, Kiss, AC/DC, Rolling Stones, Aerosmith. Iron Maiden, AC/DC, Stones, Aerosmith, Monkeys, Stones, Dead. Metallica, Pearl Jam, none of those. Aerosmith, U2. Carrie got it, Beach Boys. Carrie got it. Beach Boys. Nice job, Carrie. That kind of blew my mind. I'm looking at this list going, Beach Boys? And Beach Boys is like number 3. Beach Boys have been together in some form 50 plus years. Congratulations. Who would have thought the Beach Boys but Carrie? I picked Beach Boys because I thought I'd get you guys. Okay? How's that one? Toys, I didn't see your answer come up. No. Okay, Carrie, nice job, you little beach girl. Good job, beach girl. So, send in your reading and address so I can get this little pack out to you too. Okay, girl? Surfer girl. Surfer. I love the Beach Boys, to be honest with you. I grew up with the Beach Boys. I watched them in concert. They were 10 miles from where I grew up in Hermosa Beach, and I'm in Santa Monica. So they were big. Still are. I didn't know, though, that they had been together that long. Pop's Peace. Love, we did a little overtime. If I don't end up doing a bunch of stuff that I planned tonight, we'll do a teaching tonight, but I'll post that. I love you guys so much. Thanks for letting me be Pops to you guys from the bottom of my heart. It makes me huge, and you guys fuel me. Thanks for letting me be Pops to you guys, and be that to somebody else in your life. Okay? Scroll me out of here. Slingy, have a good day. Carrie, thank you. Shawnee McGinn, have a great day. I'd love to do a pile, right? That would be cool. Brock wants to write the book. Lee, Window, I love you, man. Greggy and Mavis, Smarty, nice job. Sheffy, Alicia, I love you. Beth, you're the best. LSD, Exception, Listen to the Sheriff, Sweet, love you. Jamie, Alicia, Shy, thank you, girl. Craig, Kieran, Meg, Logan, Toys, Free, Sling, BC, I love you here. Alicia, Kim, the golden one. Frank, there you are. Fredo, you be kind. Tell everybody, L, love you best. Greg, Mikey, Beth, Jason, there you are, brother. Frank and Jamie and Wolf, Wolf, and Kieran and Kristen and Sue and Free and Matthew, thank you for your writing. And Bridget, Badger's Bunk, haven't seen that one. Nice to see you. Shy, love you. Love that. Ferndale Gravy, Lee tells us. Corey, Bud, Mamba, Jason, Lady, Greg, Ginger. Oh, we're going to lose it up here. Okay, here we go. Done. Share video. Okay, I'm going to scroll out. I'm done with you guys. I'm done for today. Never going to be done with you guys. Pops. 10:28. Done. Okay. Love you guys. Have a great day. I see all the names here. Leah and Bridgie and Greg and Lizzie and Greg and Elle and Bridgie and Lizzie and Beth and Jamie and all. Pops. Oh, Bulldog's on there too. Have a productive day. Peace, Pops, love. See you guys tomorrow. Out.